I never thought you'd ever leave me. Believe me, love me, fuck me, eve me. Please be honest, don't deceive me. The fact we met's enough to please me. Promise me you'll make this easy. Honestly, don't say you need me. I don't need that shit right now. I'm hooked, look down, mistook the ground for clouds. And now I'm seeing sounds and smelling fear. 11 hours when all is clear. Fucking tired, struck and fired up with pixie dust. I'm hired up. I feel the lust between us two. I love you though, I'm not in love, it's true. I love the thought of loving you. Playing with strings, no cello, the strings of a puppet and she's Geppetto. Fuck it, feel like a real kid again. No, I'm not innocent, Wendy, I love you, so please let me in again. Take me to Neverland. Take me to Neverland. I'm no longer scared to fly. I'm no longer scared to fly. The indigo and son of Ra, but I'm still a flaw. Unafraid of governmental laws, but a slave to personal, sentimental fraud. I need medicine. Allah, fuck the green and matter skies and light it up like Edison. I can't lie, still love the feeling and miss it. Sorry that I'm so dismissive. Take me to Neverland. Let's cure all existence. Life could be different. Take me to Neverland. Wendy, come with me, you don't have to miss me. But these are all thoughts of the past, soaring now and I'm bound to crash. Love me fast, let's lust through art and war, and I'm Sun Tzu. You deserve the moon. To your advice, I advice. I roll the two in a paradise, and I'll take this double one forever. Let's take this path together. I'm no longer scared to fly. I'm no longer scared to. I'm no longer scared to fly. Let's fly to a better place where you and I can stay. We'll find a way. I know there's a place where you I never thought I'd land in heaven. Our childhood will have no ending. Our chemistry never really mattered, but it's chemistry, and it's all that matters. Forever young, together one, the oldest son of the golden one. I am music, the boldest pun. My future bride is the golden sun with you.
Songwriting company out of Nashville,
Okay.
and he just went over there because he had a shot, and all my best friends moved out there. It's all of us, Grotesque.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck it, let's move out there. And we made a base out there, and that's how we started out.
So the music, or
yeah,
what?
just for the music, just for the music. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We wanted to do it.
Shit, let's get into this, man.
Alright, word.
That's you right there, man.
For sure.
Hey, you can take it. Yeah, see whatever you want. Yeah. I don't have a third mic. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is like,
Yeah. You have somewhere I can put this gum? I don't want to
yeah, it's trash, right? There's trash in there, man. No worries. Yeah, I don't know if you were expecting this, you know what I mean? I don't know if you were expecting something bigger, you know what I mean?
No, this is...
It's like a little home studio, you know
I
what
used
I
to
mean?
do a podcast with a couple of friends, so like I understand what it's like.
Alright, cool. Alright, nice. Yeah, dude, this is just what it is right here, you know?
Yeah.
That's all you right there. So you call yourself Tony, right? So it is Tony?
Yeah,
or,
Tony.
Tony. That's your name, but IamMusique?
IamMusique, yeah.
That's what you go by?
IamMusique is what I go by, yeah.
Alright. So what's up, IamMusique? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good, dude. Welcome to the IamMusique podcast. Like I said,
you.
it's nothing that big, nothing extravagant.
No,
you know what I
it's
mean?
good, man.
Yeah.
It's good. Thank you. Thank you for having me, honestly.
Yeah, alright. But IamMusique, dude, that's IamMusique, that's...
Yeah, that's, my name really derives from, it's kind of a pun. It's a joke.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, whenever someone asks me, or, like, they say, oh, so you're IamMusique, I'm like, no, you're not. I am. It's just a little joke, honestly.
Right.
But it's honestly, I had a really hard time finding a name when I first started off, because I don't know. I just like, it's always hard. You can't
Right.
really like I have to make something and it can't be corny and it can't be,
Yeah.
So when that came together, I was just kind of like, it's funny. It's whatever. I'm making fun of of like the stage name that
Right.
some rappers they try really hard to or whatever to
Okay.
make a name. I'm just whatever.
So you're a hip hop artist?
Yes, I would consider myself a hip hop
That's
artist.
what you are?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
How long you been a hip hop artist? How long you been doing this for?
I started writing. Well, I first started writing like, of course, most artists start with poetry or whatever. As
Right.
far as like writing, I started when I was 13. I just write bars here and there, rhymes.
Right.
I showed Gatsby, who's also a co-founder of Grotesque, with me. I just show him a couple stuff and we started getting getting some momentum. We actually like this. We're pretty good at this.
Right.
So. Yeah, I've been doing that since I was 13. I've been producing since I was 15.
Okay.
I first picked up FL Studio, and I mean, I loved it.
Right.
I love the mechanics, and now I'm starting to slowly understand more in depth as far as audio and how to engineer it and better and
Oh,
all
so you
of
also
that.
produce as well?
Yes, I
Yeah.
also produce and I compose and I engineer as well.
Right. So you guys started this at what's Grotesque? That's what it is?
Yeah, Grotesque.
What is that?
We are the Grotesque.
Yeah.
We first started off. We didn't want to be a band. It's four of us.
Right.
It's Astro Palace, Ellipsis, Gatsby, and IamMusique.
Right.
It was really hard to because we all have very individual, different styles. So we really wanted to give people a different, an array of different kinds of music because we just love music for the art form itself.
Right.
And we didn't want to become a band because we felt like we would be so limited if we were to call ourselves a band. We ended up instead creating a collective in which we all make our own craft. We all have our own acts, yet we still will come together on a track. I'll make a beat. Astro will jump on the beat with me, and then Jay will just drop some bars.
Right.
Every now and then, we'll have Ellipsis do some touch ups or whatever, and we just work together on someone's particular craft.
Okay.
Yeah. Grotesque. Really, the name came from. It was the original name of when we did decide that we wanted to be a band, but then we were like, nah, let's just make this the name for our collective.
Like a band, like is music wise, like playing instruments and stuff like that?
We all play different instruments,
Right, okay.
except for Gatsby.
Yeah.
He's just a good rapper.
All
But
right.
yeah, for example,
Gatsby's not a producer. He just raps.
no, he just
Okay.
raps, and I mean, he does his thing.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I play the keys. I also play the bass.
Okay.
Ellipsis plays basically anything you give him.
Right.
And Astro, he's a great producer and he's a drummer. He's an excellent drummer.
Okay.
So when Grotesque originally the name came from, we wanted to make something that was beautiful, but at the same time you could see, even though something so beautiful has to have like a dark side.
Right.
So we were looking for words that kind of represented that, and that grotesque to us, the definition is the most beautiful thing out of an ugly situation, or out of nowhere, out of some an environment like where we're from, which is a valley,
Okay.
which is like there's not much, there's not much opportunity here. We tried to make the best of it, and that's why we left.
Right.
We left to kind of diplomat the name of the Imperial Valley and
Right.
show people like
Extend it somewhere.
yeah,
All right.
like because. I mean, we meet people.
Right.
For example, we meet people every day.
Okay.
And so we tell them we're from Imperial Valley. We're like, where?
Right.
So we
Middle of nowhere.
we let them know like
Yeah.
what's up and how there's talent here and there's people making moves down
Right.
here. So
Just there's no opportunity, like you were saying.
Yeah,
Kind
exactly.
of get it out there.
Yeah,
So where you guys
yeah.
headed to? You guys went out to Nashville. You were saying.
Yes, Nashville,
And
Tennessee.
Before the mics were on, you were saying, why'd you guys go out there?
It was kind of it was a random move, but
Right.
at the same time, it felt so right once we were there. We as soon as we graduated high school, we all
Right.
went to the same high school. We graduated Brawley Union High.
Okay.
I was class president, class of 13.
Nice.
Yeah. As soon as we graduated, we all just kind of we felt like we needed to go do something
Right.
with this whole music thing
Yeah, I
because
hear you.
it was in our backpacks and we wanted to take it somewhere.
Okay.
So Ellipsis was the first one to make the move, and he moved to Nashville. His dad works for CSAC. He's a supervising consultant for basically rights. So he protects artists' rights as far as like where the music gets played, and it makes sure that that artist gets paid every time that song gets
Okay.
paid, and like that's his job.
Right.
He's a licensing consultant.
Oh, nice. So he knows the background.
Yeah,
the background of
it's the industry,
Yeah.
you know. So he was teaching us about the industry, and the more we learned, the more we wanted to, you know, really take a chance. So when Ellipsis moved out there, he was staying with his dad, and he kind of mentored him. His dad mentored him as far as the industry.
Right.
He would tell us all these things. So, I mean, one by one, we ended up leaving, and we found a place.
Right.
We stayed, and we've been there for a little under 2 years now.
Are you guys like in the heart of Nashville, or are you guys like out of town or in Nashville?
No, we live. We used to live.
It's a big music
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Right?
It's known for it's Music City Central.
Right, okay.
As far as the industry for. It's big on country music,
Yeah.
which is weird because we're hip hop.
Okay.
So we're like a stick in the mud over there. But
Right.
yet people there's a lot of people don't realize that Nashville or even like more southern cities are
Right.
they're so fertile because
Well, they got that South hip hop out there.
yeah,
right?
they
You
got
know?
the trill, they
Yeah.
got the the more of the bounce,
Right.
and we kind of adopted that in our
Okay.
music. If you hear some songs like Pista Oí,
Right.
like there's a lot of that southern bounce,
Right.
but we still have our own Cali flavor
Okay.
to it.
And you guys are saying you guys picking up artists on the way over there, right?
Yeah, we've met a couple excellent artists.
Yeah.
EJ Bricks, Blu-ray, a lot of support we've had out there, and it's really it's all love.
Right.
If we've met more people that are just they're like us. They're just trying to do it, trying to make a name for themselves. More than that, try to say a statement. And
Right.
and one of the first things I will say about Nashville is it was kind of menacing how much talent is in that city.
Okay.
Since it's Music City, every person you meet is affiliated or somehow musician. They play something. They know someone that plays something. They know a famous. There's so many studios over
Right.
there for recording music, and it's just so much. So as an artist, you kind of become intimidated. But as
You don't think motivated though as well?
yeah,
To do
exactly.
more?
As I met more people, I
Yeah.
realized how the togetherness that music has, and like the power of collaboration, and
Right.
how much how important it actually is, because that's how you get your name out there. You work with people, you talk to people, and you meet people. You meet great people that make great stuff.
Right. But just talking to them, you're learning.
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
learn. You
Yeah.
learn so much, and I mean, I can say like I've learned so much as a person and as an artist just from leaving the valley and
Right.
doing this, because I
As
didn't
well
have
as listening, though. You can listen to the person and just learn.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have a clue what was waiting for me over
Right.
there. I was like, I mean, I have to do this. I don't know why, but it's in my gut. I have
Yeah.
to do it. So I mean, it's been good though. We've had a pretty good outcome. Done a couple of shows out there.
As well?
Yeah.
All right, nice. Like
Yeah.
club shows or house shows? Or how's that been?
We had a show at this. It was like it's like a deli, but it's also like
Oh,
a
nice.
cafe type thing. It's
That's
called
cool.
Fat Bites.
Yeah.
It actually had a feature on Guy Fieri's show. I
Right.
don't know, yeah, something like that. Point is, yeah, we had a show out there. We had another show at the place is called Papa Turney's. It's like this like restaurant with it's got a stage and a nice like drum set.
Right.
The owner actually he loved what we did. He loved our style and just our direction with things. He didn't even like hip hop, but he loved our music.
Right.
His name's Turney.
Okay.
He's a great man. He adopted us basically. He's like, anytime you guys want to come down, the stage is yours. It's all
Nice.
yours. And anytime we go eat,
Right.
we perform.
Oh, yeah.
It's
So
awesome.
you can find music on SoundCloud.com, right? IamMusique?
Yeah, we're currently working on our website,
On the website, okay.
thegrotesque.com, but as of right now, we're just posting music on our SoundCloud,
Right.
and as far as like photography and other pictures or whatever, we're doing that on Instagram.
Right.
We're also working on a brand as far as for apparel.
Okay.
And it's not like band tees and stuff. No, it's
Right.
actual apparel. We work with New Saints a
Nice.
lot, which is New Saints is a upcoming brand from Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
I was actually wearing a shirt from them yesterday. I meant to wear it today.
Right.
And they're just doing their own thing. We collabed with them, and it's all art. They support us with the music, and we support them with their fashion, and it goes both ways.
Right.
And it's
So how like do you guys like how often do you guys come down to the valley? Is it hard for you guys to come down or
not really.
really?
I mean, I
Yes.
come down about maybe 4 or 5 times a year.
Okay.
I usually stay about well, it depends really. If I stay long periods of time, one day like one trip,
Right.
Usually the next trip I'll stay about a week.
Right. But all the homies are over there, though.
Yeah,
Is
all the
that-
homies are over
is
there
that
right
collective?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are building.
Huh?
You guys are building it yourself as
yeah,
a craft,
yeah.
as a music's a band.
We're building it right now. Actually, we have a couple projects coming out
Right.
this year.
Yeah.
So that's on the
Yeah, let's play a track real quick. What song what do you like from your SoundCloud? What song you have? I see,
have you
Understand, Neverland. You know what I mean?
you can play that Understand track
Yeah?
if you like. Yeah,
All right, we'll
I think
play that
people
song
would
and then we'll
like
come
it.
back right now. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
All right.
I got you.
Are you kidding me? Look at where I'm at now. Look at how I rap now. Look at where I'm gon' be. Acting up like you don't even know me. But last week it was all up on my shit, telling me about how you love me. But that's some old news. I don't need that. I need a fine ass woman with a green sack. Already up at 9 a.m. with my greens packed. Got me ready for the day. Yeah, I need that. This is a formal introduction to the way that I be living.
Introduction to the way that I be living.
I be putting in all this fucking time just to get what I've been given.
Just to get what I be given.
Ain't no excuses being made, making moves, getting paid, yeah, I'm winning.
Here I'm winning, here I'm winning.
And as long as I got this pen and mic, I'ma give you what I'm feeling. And this is exactly what I'm feeling. Oye, cómo va el ritmo. Oye, cómo va despacito. Ya no aguanto más estar en el mismo lugar. I'm just so tired, can't let this shit kill me tonight.
Pen I gotta write Satan's bidding. It's the mind of gold that keeps me living. And I've written all my worries on the wet sand. Try explaining the fear of death to a dead man. Fuck the rest, man, never rest, man. You should go, 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 go. Be the best man, not a yes man. You should know, no. These four walls remind me of a sunset. Looking back, thinking I ain't done shit. Looking in the future, there it all sits. Woke my ass up like, oh shit. Cotton candy clouds, indigo sky. The sun's eyes and I are eye to eye. I marry you one day at a time. Thoughts of she, thoughts of we, oh my, it's gorgeous. It reminds me of you. Think for life ain't flawless, there be nothing to do. And I've written all my worries on the wet sand. So try explaining the fear of death to a dead man,
Oye, cómo va el ritmo. Oye, cómo va despacito. Ya no aguanto más estar en el mismo lugar. I'm just so tired, can't let this shit kill me tonight. I feel like a bag of bricks just hit me. Got my brain rattling and my eyes is twisty. High five to the motherfuckers whistling Dixie. Shit ain't really picture perfect. What world are you living in, dog? You really think the shit you got on make you better than the next man? Lies leak right through your clothes. Don't nobody need a CAT scan to see your real colors. Motherfuckers act shady, that's how you lose brothers. I ain't really got time for people like that, man. Funny, make my sinuses act up. The nose get running, better miss me with that bullshit. You know that's a full course meal. Got a lot on my plate already. Gotta use both hands cause the shit's too heavy. Hope I got a good grip. Tryna hold it real steady, bro. The more that you struggle with, the more that you ready. You know it don't take much to realize you don't know everything. No, I really don't. Got the answers sway back and forth between choices. Just too much I gotta do, but I gotta do what's best for me. You don't have a clue about what I do for you. Don't have a clue about what I do for you. Oye, cómo va el ritmo. Oye, cómo va despacito. Ya no aguanto más estar en el mismo lugar. I'm just so tired, can't let this shit kill me tonight.
I didn't have anybody to call. I called
Right.
them. I can tell you that story on
Yeah.
the mic if you want.
Go ahead. We started recording.
All right, you started recording.
Yeah, yeah.
Word. Yeah. That song's So Tired. It was just out of nowhere.
Right.
It was last year. I was on my way to San Diego. I was gonna fly out back to Nashville, and our car just gave up on us over by the Viejas area, Temecula area.
Right.
And I had checked through my contacts, and I was like, I need someone like to help me out. I was going through all my contacts. I was like, who lives in San Diego that I know? Who lives in San Diego? So I go through all of them, literally all of them, and then at the end it's Z, and it's Zuko.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh shit, okay, cool. I gave him a call. I'm like, yo, I need your help. The car just got, my car just gave up on us, and I need to catch this flight. He's like, man, I can't get you. I'm at work, but Johnny Keys is like, he just got out of work, and he should be close to you if you're over, by the Viejas area. He's
right.
like, he can go get you, he can scoop you up and go. I was like, hell yeah.
They're out there in San Diego already?
They were out there in San Diego. I think they're still out there.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, at that point in time they were out there. Johnny Keys picked me up. He took me to his pad first, and we did our thing. And then he took me to the airport. Actually, the flight that day had been canceled.
Oh.
Had been canceled due to weather.
That's a
And
good
it was
thing,
just,
right?
Yeah. The weather was shitty. It was I remember it was a Friday. Yes, it was a Friday. So it was gonna be all the flights were canceled up until that Sunday night.
Right.
So I caught the earliest one I could catch, and it was Sunday. So I'm at the airport, and I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here. So I call up Eddie, or I call up Johnny, and I'm just like, yo, so this happened to the flight. I hope it's not too much to ask for, but I might need a place to stay. And he's like, oh hell yeah, they were so helpful. They were awesome.
Nice.
Picked me up. I stayed over at their pad for just a one more day. We just hung out, did our thing. Towards
Recording
the
the
night,
music?
yeah, that's the thing. Towards the night, I finally saw Eddie. Eddie got home.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, let's cook. Let's make a
Nice.
track. Let's make a track. We were going through some beats, and we found a beat from Astro that he had made a while back, actually, one of his first beats. Eddie was like, yeah, I fuck with this beat. Johnny was feeling the beat. I was feeling the beat. So we got to writing. We got to working on something, and within about an hour or so, we had a track.
Dope.
It was really just a flash, like, let's do something right here, right now. Let's do it, and we did it.
And that's what came out?
It was So Tired.
All
yeah,
right.
that came out. It was really interesting, like how it was just random.
Right.
Then by the next morning, they took me to the airport. I flew. I was back home and back to the daily grind.
Nice.
It was really one of those, like,
It was one of those panics though that you
Yeah,
had though, like,
yeah.
but you had to get it through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was something else. Like, I can't
Right.
really explain it, and I really appreciated their hospitality.
That's cool.
They were really just down to earth about everything, super understanding, and they're really really good friends.
That's
and
Viva
just some
Recording,
dope
right?
people. Yeah,
The
Viva
homies?
Recording.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Viva.
Yeah.
They're really dope people.
You were saying you guys grew up together? Not grew up together, but the same as, like, music-wise.
We have a history as
Yeah.
far as back in the day.
No beef or anything?
The what?
Was there beef or anything?
No beef at all.
Yeah, just homies?
Never. It's all love.
Yeah,
It's all
okay,
love. It's almost family, honestly.
Right.
It's almost fam. The thing that happened was we had some connections, and actually the whole reason we even started recording was because of Viva Recording Group.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Okay.
as far as they were the first people to actually look at what we had as far as our writings and our instrumental and our beats and everything. They were like, yeah, like, we see something in you guys, and they were the first ones to give us a chance.
Right.
And even, like, they let us borrow their studio. They would jump on tracks with us and help us, get our music out.
Right.
They were really supportive since day one. They've been there since day one, and like I've always been super grateful of them. Like, they've always, they looked after us and everything. And same thing for, like, we look after them every time
Right.
a song drops. We tell people that would have never, people from Virginia, people from that would have never been able to get a chance to hear their music, and
Right.
they hear it and they're like, yeah, this is dope. And
Right.
it's
So
like,
there's
yeah.
an original cast from the Cali in Nashville. There's 3 of you guys?
There's 4 of us.
4 of you guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then just, like you said, building the homies up, or
Yeah.
What's it called?
Grotesque.
The Grotesque.
Yeah, we are the
And you're
Grotesque.
saying that not everybody's from Nashville, right? Not everyone's from Nashville.
No, actually, one of the funny things about Nashville is most of the people that I meet in Nashville aren't from Nashville. They're actually musicians that go to Nashville from everywhere in the U.S. to all for the same goal. We're just
Right.
trying to make it, trying to do something big, and it could get intimidating. But more than that, it's beautiful to see so many people with something to say and aspirations to like do something bigger than themselves. And a lot of them are very talented,
Right.
very talented people, and it's just like you just gotta be patient and work with the people that you want to work with and get your name out there.
Right.
The thing is, like, since we're all musicians, we all understand that it's hard to make it. Like, the thing is, as an artist, like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you have someone helping you out and that is an artist that also understands how fucking hard it is,
Right.
then we have that mutual understanding, and we help each other out. We support each other in anything as far as
What's the
that.
process when you're recording? Like, is there,
The process usually it starts with we have different processes because we're kind of experts in different fields.
Right.
For example, Astral is he's a master of when it comes to percussions, when it comes to like just rhythm. He's a master of rhythm.
Right.
As far as melodies, we go to Ellipsis. Ellipsis he's a very melodic person. He's probably the most melodic person I know. And he, like I said, you throw a guitar at him and he'll come up with a riff within the first like 5 seconds that he picks it up.
Right.
Very melodic person. Jay's great when it comes to really understanding ideas and giving ideas. So, for example, if we were to talk right now, Jay would, he finds ways of saying things that really connect with people. As far as me, I think what I do, I'm kind of like the conductor. I put it all together. I'm a really good composer.
Right.
I'm also words are something that I've naturally just really good with. I love saying puns and like little jokes as far as words and
Right.
wordplay.
Okay.
I really love words, and I love bringing things together.
Right.
So I guess we all kind of, we have a percussion expert, we have a melody expert,
Right.
we have someone that knows it with so much soul, that knows and understands pain, and then we have someone that brings it all together and puts it in on a drive, on a
Right.
flash drive.
As far as like your message and puns,
Yeah.
or your puns.
Yeah.
What's your message though when you're rhyming though?
As far as my
what
rap
do you write
scheme,
about?
I like to mainly rap about the things we really focus on is just the truth.
Okay.
We focus on we
You're
don't
speaking as us
yeah,
together. Okay.
yeah. As like we
Like-
don't talk about no bullshit.
Right.
We don't. If we're gonna say something, make that little airspace, that space, make it worthwhile. If people are gonna hear something, make sure that they can bump to it and they can feel it, but it's gonna leave something in their heads that is a positive message. It's a positive message. It's gonna keep going because. We feel like it's all love, and that's always gonna be there. And if you really put that soul in that music, whether you're talking about, whether you're rapping about like how Neverland, where I was rapping about flying, or even an acid trip, or just like little things like just smoking or whatever. Right. If there's a real reason behind it, then I mean, fuck it. If it's truth and if it's real, then throw it on the track. And
I guess you would say like life experience.
Yeah, life experiences and like everyday life really is what we like to talk about. As far as for example, I have a project coming out this year. I'm not really doing too much of details with it as far as anything other than the title. It's called Orm, but the whole project was based off of a field trip, not a field trip. It was more of a road trip I had to San Francisco, and it was just like we got to drive through the whole coast, and the whole time like. It was just like I had these beautiful sights and everything, but how when we didn't have an aux cord, we didn't have any CDs.
Oh,
so all we had was just the radio, and you know how shitty the radio is in the mountains.
Shit, that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah. So the thing was like we didn't really have much, so it was just radio static and us coming up with bars and just entertaining ourselves with music some way or another. And that really inspired just a whole project that I'm currently working on, and it showed how at the end of the day you don't really need anything but each other to like, you know, to make it worthwhile, to have a good time, and to really learn something from an experience or anything like that.
So you took it all in.
Yeah,
The scenery, you took
definitely.
everything.
I took it all in. I just
cool.
sponged the shit out of that.
Right.
And I mean, I've been working on the project for about a year and a half, 2 years
What's
now.
the title called?
It's called Autumn.
Autumn?
Autumn, which is it's Latin for gold.
Okay.
Which is it's a really big concept, but mainly I'm speaking out from the standpoint of someone from California to the world about, you know, what it really means to be in the Golden State. How even though we are in the Golden State, the Valley is anything but golden. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really wanted to, you know, show that with the project and really talk about really deep themes of like.
It's not what people think.
It's
You know what I mean?
not at all.
California.
Like not at all. Like
Yeah.
there's so much in California, so much more.
Hardships.
Yeah. So there's hardship. There's, as you know, people think it's luxury
Yeah.
and it's, you know, Beverly Hills and whatever, but. You know, there's grittiness too, and there's it's rugged out here. You know,
Right.
it's hard everywhere, but it's also hard out here too.
Right.
And I feel like people need to understand that. So the project really just talks about that. It talks about, you know, personal conflict and like dealing with all these things, but more than that, dealing with like the fact that the odds are against you always, as far as in the music industry, or if with anything, if you really want to truly be yourself, like. Someone's gonna say something shitty, and it's, you know, it might bring you down.
Always.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because if it's how you truly feel, then it just is, and you know, whatever anybody has to say about it, then they can just, you know, take that, you know, and you know where they can
Right.
take it.
Right. We all go through problems. You know?
Yeah,
we all go through shit.
we
you know
all
what I
go
mean?
through shit.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, it's like we just gotta help each other go through shit.
Yeah.
And I just hope that when people listen to this project, then I really want them. You know, maybe it'll help them go through their shit like it helped me create when I was creating it. Because it was mainly created actually when I was living in Hollister, California. I spent 6 months in Hollister, and I rented out a room, and it was 4 walls and me. It was a laptop, a speaker, a keyboard, and a bass guitar, and that was it. And you know, at first it sounds cool, you know, I got my own place, I'm smoking every day, you know, doing this, I got my job, I'm walking to work, but whatever. But it gets to you. The 4 walls, they start getting to you, and you start really taking notice of like what's important, like what really is important in life, and what, as a person, as an individual, like what am I gonna do like with this. So I really went deep into myself, into finding out like who I was and why I was here and what I wanted to even do.
So in a way, it's good. In a way, it's kind of good.
In a way, it was good. It was a form of like therapy almost,
Right.
because it helped me find myself. It helped me
Right.
really helped me focus as far as where I wanted to take this music thing and how far I wanted to go with it, how big my ambitions really were with it.
Okay.
And since then, I can say that I found better clarity.
Right.
Like and making the project really helped me with that clarity, because being alone for so long, 6 months of just
Right.
being alone, not really like knowing anybody or going out or anything. It was just 4 walls and you and this music. And it really brings you closer. And I was listening to like outside music, you know. I had, you know, Kanye, of course. I had, you know, Arcade Fire, other bands, and like even local artists. But at the same time, it was just like I needed that. You know, I needed that loneliness. I needed that to really know what it's like to be with someone and like appreciate company. You need to be alone sometimes to
Right.
really appreciate company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I put all those themes into my project, hoping that, you know, they translate and hoping that people connect with it.
Nice.
And
So look out for what's it called?
it's called Autumn.
Autumn.
It's Autumn, Aurum. I honestly don't even know how to say it myself.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
So around, you know,
Yeah.
release it around when March.
I'm
Maybe?
thinking maybe sometime in the summer.
Later on?
Honestly,
Yeah, look out for that.
Yeah, I do have like a single coming out soon for it. I'm thinking March 31st.
Right.
I like that date a lot. I don't know why, but I like that date. I'm thinking about dropping the first single for it.
So you're from Mexicali. Do you like have like a lot of like Latin roots? I guess you would say?
Yes. Both my parents don't speak a lick of English.
Okay.
Spanish was my first language, and I do incorporate a lot of Spanish in my music.
Right.
I talk about where I'm from a lot.
Okay.
For example, like I have a lyric that specifically talks about Brawley, specifically talks about Mexicali, and more than that, talks about where I want to go with where I'm from and where I want to take the name Brawley and where I want to take the name Mexicali to places like San Francisco, to places like Seattle, like New York. I want them to know that I'm from Brawley, that I'm from Mexicali,
Nice.
and like this is where I'm from, and I never hide that. I've never hit and run from where I'm from.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. That
yeah.
all you guys are trying to get the name out.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
the valley.
It's all our
somewhere.
culture. We're
Right.
we're all Hispanic, and like a lot of us don't even realize it because we're surrounded by so many Hispanics here in this specific part of the country.
Right.
But like going out there, you see a lot of. It was my first encounter with racism actually when I first moved to Nashville.
Right.
And even though I know I don't really look as Hispanic as most people do,
Right.
I still get it every now and then.
Okay.
And it's just we didn't it was one of the first things that it was hard to get used to.
Yeah.
Because being from out here, like we're all Latinos,
Right.
like, so even over there, like to get
Like even the white people.
even the white people are Latinos. Even the white people are Latinos. So it's like we're all kind of even a closer community
Right.
because we're all so close.
Yeah, it's a small town.
It is a small town.
Right.
There's not much to do, but hang out with each other and be
Right.
with each other.
Right.
So that was
But
a
it's
really
experience though. Taking it out there, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
going out there is just experience for
yeah,
yourself.
exactly. And
Building as an artist. you know?
exactly, yes. And I mean, like I take it all in.
Right.
I always take it all in, and I mean, I have dreams and hopes of like even moving to other places. Like I have plans on moving back to Cali, maybe the LA area, maybe the San Diego area. I'm still not entirely sure.
Right.
I have plans on at some point or another moving to London, moving to Paris, or I really want to get out there, get the valley out there,
Right.
put the valley on the map, because you go to a map of California, you don't even see the valley.
Yeah.
So it's
Shit.
just like people overlook us so much, and it's just like
The shithole of California.
yeah, the shit
That's
hole.
what we are. Yeah.
This is the devil's
Bottom.
asshole
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
That's right. It's hot.
It's hot as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
That's all I can say about where I'm from. They got great tacos. They got and it's
got
hot.
good tacos.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Nashville is like a recording industry.
yes.
Can you
It's,
see the difference between like Nashville and LA? I don't know if you spent your time in LA.
yeah. I've spent plenty of time.
Yeah.
I have family up in LA. We
Okay.
actually just came back from LA area.
Right.
I went to Disney not
Nice.
too long ago. Yeah.
Was that fun?
Oh,
Was that a
it
good
was
time?
a blast. We had a
Hell
great
yeah.
time.
It's a must. It's a must,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yep,
that's cool.
Of course. We were celebrating a birthday.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So as far as LA, I feel like LA is more focused on the industry of like when it comes to music. I feel
Right.
like they're more about expression. It's
Okay.
rather than like ability, because I feel in Nashville so focused on ability, and I learned the difference between expression or artistry and ability when I was out there. There's so many people that have so much ability, but they don't know what to do with it. Like they're great singers or they're great guitarists, but they don't know how to focus what they have and create their own sound. And I feel like LA is the complete opposite. I feel like it's people that they have an angst and they know what they want to say and they say it because that's how they feel, but they don't know how the right ways to say it musically.
Okay.
I feel like it's more about instinct, and it's more about about what you're feeling at the time and making sure that message goes out in that music,
Right.
rather than how good you play the guitar or how dope the beat
Right.
is or how technical your raps are.
So it's like a Taylor Swift versus a Kendrick Lamar.
It's more like, I would say more like a Drake versus a Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I feel like Drake is a little more ability driven. He's more.
Somebody they say he writes something.
Yeah, he has
Or
a more
something
he has a
like
more he has a more commercial appeal because
Okay.
of his music, his technicality with the music and how
Right.
he's able to make these hooks that get stuck in your head, and things he says get stuck, they stick to people.
Right.
Yet, and Kendrick has more of an artistic side to him where he doesn't really focus so much on his melodies or making something that's going to get stuck in your head, rather than the overall message of what he wants to do. So I feel like that's kind of like one of the big differences as far as living in Nashville,
Right.
and something that I've learned personally, because there's I've been able to distinguish artists differently now since I've discovered that ability, artistry, and are two completely different things. And if unless you're aware of both of them, and unless you have both of them, then you really are very limited to what you can do.
Right.
And one of the biggest things I try and focus on is versatility. I want to be able to, jump on a track with an indie artist with an acoustic guitar, and still be able to jump on a track with like a trap artist, being able to have those hi-hats and,
Right.
and that bass or whatever. Like versatility is very important.
Right.
Or even get on a hardcore like punk track with someone that just, as long as it's real, if you feel it, then
It's building as an artist, like goes back to building as an artist.
Yeah,
you can do
yeah.
this and you can do that.
Exactly. And
That's cool.
as long as you do it your own way,
Right.
if you're not following any trends or anything, as long as it comes from you, then there's absolutely no reason why it shouldn't be the dopest thing on earth,
Right.
And like that's one of the it's a really valuable lesson that I've learned
Yeah.
since then, and I really took that in when it came to making this project, making sure that I had the technicalities of things, and like the way I say syllables or the way I
Right.
say specific words, and still have an overall message, and a specific way the way I said them is for a reason. There's a reason behind everything I do.
Like vocal
In my
expression.
music, yes, vocal
Okay.
expression, like
I
how
don't know what that means. But I just
like
fucking
it's
came
like
out with
it's like it's kind of like how if you think about it, how like what's the song that's popping right now?
this is like when you rap in anger, like you just
you
go
just
building up.
kind of shove it in there.
Right.
But more than that, like I feel like it really depends. Like if the way you say a certain word will really stick to
Right.
something. Like,
like Neptune. You
yeah.
just dropped the track.
Yeah.
I promoted, or I didn't promote it, but whatever. I just dropped.
Yeah,
I liked
yeah.
it, so I posted it.
Yeah.
But there's a track where it says "lift you up, lift you
You
up,
up,
lift
lift you
you
up."
up."
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
Like that's like you
Yeah,
gotta-
that's just like it gets you that.
Yeah.
You really feel like the track itself is lifting.
Right,
So
right.
it's being able to
and it got louder
Exactly.
during those lines.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like making the words come to life.
Okay.
Making the words into like actual little like artistic things within themselves in the tracks.
Right.
And that's little things that as an artist you don't really, or as a listener,
Right.
you don't really think about them. You just kind of you soak them in, or like how when Drake said looking for revenge, you don't really understand why he's saying that, but he's saying that to get it stuck in your head.
Okay.
He's, or certain things like what you do with what you say.
Right.
And like as many listeners I don't think really pay attention to that.
Like
And
when you're in the studio, I bet you're like when you hear the playback, you're like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you go, like, this little
I'm
piece, you know what I mean?
I'm a super perfectionist. When,
Okay.
recently, I've recorded this. This is a problem I've had right now for the past 2 weeks. I've recorded the same song about 8 times.
Right.
And at the end of the recording, I listen to the whole thing. I give it about a whole day to sink in. I won't listen to it for a whole day. I'll listen to it the next day, and I decide yes or no. If I'm not entirely convinced, then it's a no.
Nice.
And you know what? I'll do it again.
Right.
Fuck it. And I'll re-record it.
Sometimes you
re-record
have
it.
to do that.
Yeah,
Sit on it,
it's
yeah.
if it's necessary. If it's not what you're looking for, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's a painful process,
Right.
and it's a long one.
Right.
But
When it's completed, it's like
yeah, it's so much more rewarding.
Shit.
Like it feels good when
Right.
when you're like, yeah, it sounds exactly how I envisioned it. It's exactly what I want. Like
Right.
this is what I want you guys to hear. This is me.
right.
Like
During the recording process, you say you make your own music. Is it like completely like a flat line? Start with the metronome, or do you start with like the keys?
it really all depends on our mood.
Yeah.
Because we've made songs from scratch. We've made most of the songs that we make are they go through different processes.
Okay.
For example, the production process is mostly handled by Astro. Astro handles the production. No, sorry, excuse me. Astro handles the production process. What I mainly do is I go in on a beat that Astro's been making. It's just usually just a loop.
Right.
And I focus the track. I break it apart and like I spread it out and I separate it, verse, chorus, or bridge, whatever it's gonna be. Then after that we send them to Jay or Gatsby. Gatsby
Right.
listens to them. If it's his track, then okay. If it's EJ Bricks' track, then he'll take care of it. If it's Blu-ray's track, whatever.
Right.
If it's my track, whatever. Point being, like, then once we let them, hear it over and over again, they write their bars, they say what they got to say on the track, and they let me know. As soon as they let me know, the recording process starts. So then, we set up the recording, and they start recording the track. By then, it probably takes about, maybe about 2 days, 3 days. I start mixing.
Okay.
And then I mix, and then Astral mixes. But even before then, I forgot to mention this. Ellipsis will usually like hear the track with the vocals, and he'll hear it. He has a good ear for what things need, because sometimes you're listening to something, you're like, it needs something, but I don't know what.
Right.
And I don't know what. And he's really good at like, yeah, I know what it needs. Like, he makes it look so easy. I swear to God.
You guys use samples?
Huh?
You guys use samples? Not really.
Like I said, depends on our mood. Sometimes we're listening to, old school, like, we're listening to some oldies or whatever, and we're like, dude, that sounds dope. Yeah, you know what? I feel like sampling something. Okay. Or sometimes like we'll just start on the keys, and like we'll make a riff or whatever. If it's what the track needs, then we give it. If it's not, then just let it be.
Right.
But it really varies.
It all depends on the mood.
Yeah,
Right?
we all have so many different ways of starting music. But my favorite personally is when we start from scratch.
Right.
Because I feel like it's all in that room somewhere. I feel like all these ideas that we get, they're out there. We're reaching out for them.
Okay.
And like I like to start from scratch, just because I feel like we fill in the empty silence.
Right.
For example, right now, if I was just to see, music fills in that emptiness. And like I feel like that's such a beautiful
There's still
way
beauty
of doing it.
in that silence, though.
Yeah,
somewhat.
like,
you know what I mean?
Like there's something about the silence, and
Right.
it's like what I like to do is specifically whenever I'm gonna write on a beat or whatever, I don't listen to the beat. I listen to the silent gaps in between.
Okay.
I listen to like, because that's my time on the beat. Like I'm talking to it. They're like conversations, or whatever. It's like we're talking to the music, and we're having a conversation, and we're recording it, we're documenting it so that people can hear the conversation we're having with music.
Nice.
And like it's kind of a complex way of thinking about it, but at the same time, like that's how deep we go into what we make.
Well, I mean, as you're talking, I'm just picturing you guys' studio or something.
Yeah.
I'm picturing something. I don't know what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just the way.
There's a lot of Christmas lights. I'll tell you that.
When I conversate with my guests.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Just, picture. I want you guys have cool names like Astro, Gatsby, Ellipsy. You know,
Ellipsis.
Ellipsis. You know, that's
AM MUSIQUE. All the names kind of just we had a lot of time to sit on the names and really understand if the names represented us more than us, but like the music. For like Ellipsis, I know his name is it means the 3 dots at the end of like whenever you say something, and it's like to be continued. The 3 dots is the ellipsis. So his name literally is just the. If you think about it, because it's the ellipsis, and ellipsis being 3 dots, it's just the. And all our
That's deep.
all our names are some kind of not joke, but they're kind of a jab at something.
Okay.
So Astral Palace, for example, his name came from the astral projection, which is it's this whole spiritual thing that I won't get into. Other than that being that when he envisioned himself spiritually, he envisioned a giant crystal palace floating in space, and he called it Astral Palace. And we were just like, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I think that's my name. So we just came up with that. Gatsby, his name was originally Jay. Well, it was just Jay. He never really had anything, but since he was really young, like he loved reading. He's a big Harry Potter fan and all that. And one of his favorite books was The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. Right. So he really just adopted that persona that that Jay Gatsby in the book has, and he adopted that and tried to put it in rap form, trying to have a classiness to what he does, but at the same time just being straight up about how he feels. Nice. So and that's where his name came from. Like all our names really they don't mean anything together particularly, but it's something that comes from us. Okay. And
together are you guys Grotesque?
Yeah, we are the Grotesque.
Nice. That's cool. And I don't want you to speak for Gatsby, but it's like when Gatsby is producing, does he think like, oh, this is for somebody, or this is for somebody else? Oh no,
or is it all just Astro produces? Yeah, Gatsby raps.
Okay, cool.
When he produces, it really. Most of the time, he usually has something designated for someone. Okay. But whenever it really depends on the beat itself. Right. Because we had for example, we had a homie named Los.
Right.
Los the Great was his name. He was a rapper as well from Memphis, Tennessee.
We got the dogs barking.
Yeah, we got
it's
that.
alright, though.
So that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Got the windows open. It's fucking almost spring.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
That's
hot.
why,
It get hot in here.
Yeah, yeah.
But I see. I wish that how hot it is would translate through the mics, so people could really understand
Yeah,
how hot
yeah.
it gets in the summer.
It does, man. Yeah, I'm not ready for that. dude. Kind of avoiding that.
No, but yeah, when Astro produces something, he usually starts with a melody, and it's just like it's either a synth or if it's gonna be anything different,
Right.
you know, whatever. It starts with the melody, and then if he's going for a specific direction, maybe he's trying to make a trap beat, you know, then he'll think of someone. He dedicates these. Like he's just kind of like, all right, this is a beat that, you know, if Migos was to jump on a track with, I don't know, Kanye,
Right.
like boom, this is what would come out. Or if like let's say let's say, you know, a Pink Floyd type song with like some dope like soul samples of some Jay Dilla.
Right.
Like, you know, we really just go out.
That
We
sounds
really
good.
go really out,
Yeah.
you know, and really think about the possibilities. Like
Right.
let's think of a reggae track that would have like, you know, that Bob Marley feel with like something more like with like a hint of like just a tiny hint of like electronic.
Right.
Or like we really like to experiment with like different sounds, and when it comes at least when it comes to production, Astro really likes to like kind of just break that fourth wall.
Right.
You know, keep going and keep
That's
pushing
cool.
as far as like make you feel like the beat is just like
Not,
coming
not
alive.
necessarily like stick to the boom clap.
Yeah,
that-
no,
the
we
one,
don't.
twos, one, twos,
yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
like we really like to start with out of the ordinary shit. Like,
Right.
like I have a song called "Corn Dogs" that would be coming out, and the sample is literally just like, to me, it sounded like a lady saying "corn dogs,"
Right.
and like the way it's sampled, it sounds. I mean, it's a dope sample, and it's
Right.
just you wouldn't expect something like that to come from a track.
Yeah.
and it's completely random and out of the ordinary. But more than that, it's just like it's something you don't hear, and
Okay.
I feel like we want to give people what they didn't even think they could hear,
Okay.
because more than that, like music is just sound. It's just
Right.
noise. It's and at the end of the day, so it's like we want to be able to
Audio.
It's audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a file, and it's a void
Yeah.
that we fill in with whatever the hell we feel like
Right.
filling it in with. You know.
That's fucking cool, man. Iam MUSIQUE, you know what I mean? So Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, I just want to say you guys have cool names, like fucking, you know, that's dope. Like, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Grotesque. What's next for Iam MUSIQUE, then, man? Like, you know what I mean? What can people look out for, you know? And you know, as a collective together, you know?
Yeah, we're currently we're all dropping a project this year.
Right.
All of us are dropping individual projects. I'm thinking mine will probably be first. Orum's coming soon. I don't want to give a date out because I don't want to have that backpack yet, but I will drop something March 31st for sure.
Okay.
As far as I think next would probably be Ellipsis. Ellipsis is dropping a project as well. He's dropping an EP. He's been working on that for about a year now. It's a great EP.
Right.
Gatsby has a mixtape coming out. My 95 shit. He's been working on that for about a year. That's coming out probably later towards the
My
year.
95 shit?
My 95
That's
shit
dope.
is what it's
Yeah.
called.
Alright.
And then Astro's got an EP he's also working on. But the thing with Astro is
Yeah.
that he's not a vocal artist. He's all sound. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you've heard of like Tycho or like Dive, even like how most like, you know, like electronic music.
Right.
But more than that, it's more of like ambient, you know, smoking type like
Okay.
music, chill or whatever.
No vocals?
No vocals at all.
Okay.
But what he wants to do is either incorporate other people's vocals, like how, you know, Mike Will made that Ransom mixtape where it's a Mike Will track, it's a Mike Will mixtape, but he's got artists on it.
Right.
He's been working with a lot of artists and making something similar to that aesthetic where he's just producing, and like he's giving the artists the direction of where they should go, and he's letting them run with it. You know, he's just like he'll like, you know.
So he'll produce it and he's like, here.
Yeah, he'll drop
This is what I got.
he'll drop the beat. He'll be like, "This is what I got."
Right.
He's just like I'm looking for, you know, I see this, so I picture this or I picture that, and it's like I don't know what you picture, like, you know, but whatever it is, put it in there and like, you know, and make a track of like kind of like around that style that he's looking for, and then at the end of the day, he's gonna put all those tracks together and make a cohesive piece,
Nice.
which is what he's working on currently.
Right.
As far as that, once we all drop individual projects, at the end of the year, we're dropping an EP together.
Okay.
The Grotesque EP.
That must be dope. It's gonna be dope.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and
Right.
we're really looking to do all live instruments. Everything's gonna be live. No,
Okay.
like everything's gonna be live. If anything, unless we have like a couple tracks that just have some synths, because just for the aesthetic reasons. But mostly we want live drums, live guitar, live everything.
Right.
Because I mean, if we can do it, why the fuck? Let's do it.
Why
You
not?
know?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
You cool with Ace the Vig or no?
Ace the Vig, actually,
guys ever met?
Jay's familiar with Ace the Vig.
Yeah,
He
okay.
has some connections with him.
Yeah.
We've been listening to some of his
Yeah.
tracks. He's
He's
dope.
pretty, I try to push him out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, he does
Yeah,
like some
shout
live
out.
music out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he does some
yeah.
live stuff too
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, shout out to Ace the Vig.
Right. So you guys gonna do this well?
Huh?
Some live stuff too as well.
Yeah. We're starting to get on that. It's just that would require so much more equipment that we not yet have.
Right. And do you guys have
Cause-
the spot to practice loud? Over
yeah,
there?
yeah. Our apartment, as long as we're within us like certain hours, like our living room is basically, it's basically a drum set.
Okay, cool.
and
Right.
and that's it.
So you guys
And a
always
couch.
making noise.
Yeah. So I mean, and the neighbors are cool with it. The neighbors upstairs, they love hip hop. So whenever
Right.
they drop the beat, whatever, we did have one complaint once, and it
Right.
was just we went to pay our rent, right, and the ladies at the office were like, hey, by the way, the neighbors said, well, they said you guys were really, really good, but if you guys could just keep it down after midnight. And
cool.
see, the thing is, we all work in the night.
Oh, that's good.
So
Yeah, yeah.
since we work at a bar, we would all get home around 3:30 in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, and like for some reason, I don't know why, most people sleep at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
We want to make music.
That's what they say.
So yeah, so we would start making music around that time and end at around 8 in the morning. Go to bed. By 4 o'clock the next day, we'd go wake up and go to work again.
Nice.
And it's just like that was just our process.
I feel like
it was just.
building at night is when it's at.
Huh,
Like that
yeah,
late. You know
yeah,
what I mean? That's
I don't
when
know
it's-
why.
Yeah.
I love the night.
Yeah, me too.
Shit is-
Even working at night too. Like, I like that shit too. I'd rather
Yeah.
take night shifts any day.
Yeah.
Just being alone is just awesome. You get build up, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I am music, man. It was fucking cool talking music with you. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Thank you.
keep you too long.
Oh
you
no,
know?
you're good. You're
I know you
good,
gotta catch a
you're
flight or
good.
something.
Yeah, you're straight.
Plus, I don't want my
You're
fucking computer to
Yeah,
freeze, you know what I
it's
mean?
gonna crash
Yeah,
again.
I feel like we talked some good shit, and I don't
Yeah.
want it to freeze. And shit.
No, you're straight.
So you can find his music at soundcloud.com/IamMusique.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
IamMusique. You can also go to it's soundcloud.com/young Batosai -1, which is it's Gatsby's, or you can just search him under Gatsby the Cholo Samurai.
Okay.
He's got his stuff on, and then or the Ellipsis. He's also got his own.
Anything on YouTube or
SoundCloud.
anything?
As far as YouTube, no,
No?
we're
Okay.
mainly focusing on the website right now. We want to be able to release all our music, all our videos, and anything on our official website, which is it's coming soon. It should be here by I'm thinking either April or May. We'll have the grotesque.com will be up and running,
Nice.
and we'll be able to have we're working on getting our merchandise up.
Okay.
Having not only our grotesque merch, but our grotesque apparel as
Right.
well, which is like it's a brand, and then our merchandise for our music.
Okay.
We also have we're gonna start working on a couple like short films that we've been working on. Like
Nice.
we've got little scenes here and there that we're putting together. As far as that, we have a lot of photography,
Okay.
a lot of design. It's all coming. It's
Shows? Any shows?
It's all here. The shows should follow right after.
afterwards, yeah, so
Our
happens.
manager's on it. He's been working on getting us booked.
Right.
We're looking at a couple shows that we're probably we'll be getting over in Nashville.
Try to get like a
So-
summer show over here.
Oh,
A grotesque
yes,
summer show
that
or
would be
something,
that
yeah?
would be mad crazy
Out here?
if we could all fly out here
Yeah.
and do that. Yeah, if anything, hey, we should organize like a
Somewhat.
IamMusique festival.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. We'll talk something.
Yeah, we
Hell
could
yeah.
have something out here.
And then it's you as well. Like being in Nashville, that's cool. That's cool
yeah.
for us, I guess.
Yeah,
you know
definitely. So
Spreading the love from the valley.
all
out
the
there.
way all the way out there.
Right.
It's 2,000 miles
Right.
away, but the valley still we're repping the valley.
Right. And that's why I got you in here too, because you emailed me, you shouted out like
Yeah.
you want to talk.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck yeah.
I wanted to come out here.
Right.
I wanted to to meet
You're
you.
comfortable on the mic too.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's comfortable on the mic. You are.
I've gotten pretty.
That's cool.
Like it's like I said, I used to have a podcast.
Right.
You guys should follow the Barely News crew as well.
Barely News?
That Barely News crew. They're on YouTube, or they go by the BNC.
All right, cool.
Led by Alexis Soto. He's a great guy.
Right.
He does like music or film reviews, and like they talk about movies.
They still post up?
They've been working on things.
What's it called?
The BNC.
The BNC.
The BNC. You guys can find them, or the Barely News Crew, which is it's a wordplay on the Brawley News Crew. It's the Barely News Crew.
Barely News Crew. Check that out. Shout out to Barely News Crew. That's dope.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're doing their thing out there.
All right.
And,
well, shit, Tony, Musique. Thanks,
Thank you.
man.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
stopping by.
having
You know
me.
what I mean?
Thank you for having me,
Spread the
man.
love
Really
out there. You know what I
appreciate
mean?
it. Yeah, always.
Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by the podcast.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Understand, I'm nothing but an imperfect man. The indigo in my genes compile melodies of DNA strands. I'm made of music, my life is lucid. Bullets of truth and I've got a full clip. Back on my bullshit, involved in a burning affair with Lucy. I just hope that you understand. I just hope that you understand. I just hope that you understand. I just hope that you. And I just hope that you'll think about me. Millions more so you'll never doubt me. I know your life will work best without me. I know you're right, now say it proudly. You let me convince you, however, you weren't allowed to love me. You knew that my heart was broken, she glued that. Time to go until school's back. And I just hope that you understand. I've changed, I'm different, I've grown more persistent and grown more. I seem calm, but inside I'm fighting my own war. But I'm calm because you're right here with me. Your presence feels like a dream still. I'll be the bodyguard of your Whitney, cause where I'm from, having dreams kills. And I just hope that you understand. I just hope that you. I just hope that you understand. I know you'll understand. And I just hope that you understand. I'm nothing but an imperfect man. The indigo in my genes compile melodies of DNA strands. I'm made of music, my life is lucid. Bullets of truth and I've got a full clip. Back on my bullshit, involved in a burning affair with Lucy. And I just hope that you understand. I just hope that you. I just hope that you understand. I just hope I don't hope too much. I hope what I do is still not enough. I thought I needed this feeling to breathing right, so I dosed it up. But I should've known, I should've known, I should've known. Knew I was lost, but when in Rome, all for the sake of a second home. There's absolutely nothing to fear. By 2020, we'll see that clear. Now I died the day I chose this career. Wow, that's how it goes. Dominoes, all just fall, all just go.
Gatsby, ladies and gentlemen.
5 minutes of lust and 10 seconds of purity. The chance of finding love inside the heart is unsure. You see, we make love and show rub, protection in all sorts. We take drugs and fake love and hope that it all works out. In your love, I could describe it as rose red. I feel like making love inside your soul till the sun sets. And I know all your secrets, and you'll know all of mine. That smoke inside our lungs has started creeping in my mind. Emotions run deep, and feelings run deeper. I love you just as much as my mom's. Wish you could meet her. Nobody comes as perfect. I'm damaged on the inside. You kept me sane and changed my mind sometime after my mom died. I used to listen to your stories, been around the world, girl. Aromas of your memories, your stories start to unfurl. Your heart is pure, your skin is soft, your legs are opened up wide. Inhale my smoke and give me hope, just love me on the inside.
You look beautiful tonight. Let me bring you into the jazz room.
And your smile fills my life with pure delight. Let me invite you into the jazz room tonight.
This pride is what I'm constantly fighting. I know it's immature. White wine and white lines that leave your body in a blur. Cold drinks that numb your soul. Your body loses all control. And sex without love is so wrong, but it feels so good for my soul. You ask me if I love you, would it be a lie to say I do? Stars that shine inside your eyes, I swear to God they start to move. Been throughout my history, a loyal woman from the start. Heard you say we gotta make a change, that's when I felt the spark. Tell me, is this worth it? Tell me, are you perfect? Tell me, are you searching true? Love is lurking, for this love and lust is dangerous. Kama Sutra to my soul, snorting angel dust. Your sweet breath teases my naked skin. Is this love a sin? Are we a bastard to the church? Would they let us in? Or are we just demons that wish we were angels? A lover lost inside his music, hurt from every angle.
You look beautiful tonight. Let me bring you into the jazz room. And your smile fills my life with pure delight. Let me invite you into the jazz room tonight.
When I saw you, I saw love. When I saw you naked, I saw lust. When I saw you in my dreams, I saw the future us. Yeah.
Love is... it's not speechless, for speechless requires speaking. Love is... it's not undescribable, for undescribable is a description. Love is... it's not unreal, for it is very real. It lives in all. Love is... it's worthy of such pause, for it withholds the power to stop a pulse. Love is... that is what love is.